Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Soul and Screen. On this particular video, we will be discussing Tyler Perry's Zatima, Season 4, Episode number 6, titled Seeing Double. So let's just get straight into it. I had a couple of issues with this episode just because I am not really sure. I'm hoping it's going to come out a little bit more like as we progress into the episode. But let me just say this first off. Leslie don't look nothing like Fatima, like at all. She's shorter than her body frame is different, even pregnant, before pregnant, after, like, it's just, I think they doing really good at stretching and reaching to make it be that Fatima and Leslie resemble anything of each other at all. They don't. And it's weird to me that the best friends, Angela, like, you don't know how tall your best friend is. Like, you don't know, like, I'm just saying, like, since college, you don't know so I don't know. I'm really not feeling this portion of the storyline, but I'm gonna see how it plays out. Maybe, I guess, I don't know. Casting, I don't really know. I'm just not really feeling that. I think the concept would be good, but they just, to me, didn't really find someone who was a good body double that could be like, oh, like, you really can't tell that ain't Fatima. Oh, snap. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little too obvious in my opinion. Now, with that being said, maybe a little bit biased, so you guys can let me know, because I am once again a Fatima fan and a Crystal supporter. I am absolutely a sweetie. So I can look and tell that ain't Fatima, that ain't Crystal's body, that is Leslie, and I believe the actor's name is Lindsay. So anyway, moving on. With that, again, Fatima loose lips. Like, I don't know if it's the pregnancy or not, but Angela technically work in the same building, but she don't work for the same law firm, is from what I understand. So Fatima Sage is supposed to be a client that's from the entertainment industry, so kind of kept quiet and under wraps. So you can't be telling everybody that you like representing her, and then don't tell them to be quiet. The other thing was, I don't know what's going on with this office either, because Fatima, when she was walking Angela out, she put some papers into like this stack of papers for like the receptionist in the receptionist area. Now, this chick, Leslie, literally walks past and is able to pick up the paperwork. Like, what is going on with the security in this building, or people paying attention to, like, you wasn't the receptionist, you wasn't in that deep of a phone call that you can't see nobody put papers in there. Like, that's your job, like, to pay attention to what goes in and what goes out, because it needs to be mailed. So anyway, I'm kind of like, that was a little interesting, but again, let's see how it plays out. Let's see what the purpose of it is, of that happening, because I'm pretty sure it's more tied to the storyline than actually, probably the fact that you just let somebody walk in and grab some papers and you ain't paying attention to who walked past your desk. Like, I don't know. I think maybe I'm just a little nosy, because back in the day when I used to sit at the front desk of people's offices and stuff, like, I spoke to people. Even when you're on the phone, you just look up and wave and stuff like that. So I don't know. So just kind of having the receptionist lady, head down to the point where Fatima just dropped some paperwork off and somebody can walk past and grab paper. Like, I don't know. Maybe everybody don't got peripheral vision, but I would have saw that and been, ma'am, excuse you. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but I get it. We need a drama point. And so anyway, we'll see what that piece of paper that she took, what that did, and how that's going to stir up some stuff. I think it goes to Zach and the boys in the bar after that, just kind of talking and giving each other advice and everything like that. I thought it was good that Zach actually gave some real, wisdom to Bryce, as far as giving it some time. But honestly, he need to move on. Like, I mean, it's been some time. Like, she don't want you. Like, she literally told you she's emotionally unavailable. She having sex with this other dude. She's told Bryce multiple times that she can't get past his fetish thing. So, I think they need to let that go. It is coming across, I don't know, with the boundaries on some of these men on these Tyler Perry shows. They just don't listen. And I don't know if that's like a South thing, a Southern thing or what. Like, I'm from the West Coast. So when I say no and I set a boundary, I expect you to follow suit. Otherwise, we're going to have to take it a little further, right? Like, don't be just showing up at my house and I need to show you something. And, like, I know this was not this episode, but he was like, she was on the phone with Sean and he was asking her out on a date. And one of the things he asked when he came in, he was like, "That's Sean, y'all going out?" Like, he was like ear hustling through the door. Like, it's just too much, Bryce. It's coming across stalkerish to me. That's not I love this person. That's crossing a line of stalking. So in my opinion, let me know what y'all think in the comments on that one. Anyway, I think that after that, pretty much it kind of goes on to, where I think, she ends up, Leslie ends up in Belinda's chair. Now, I don't think that it was actually stated what Belinda did in her, as far as her occupation in the previous seasons. They mentioned that she did some kind of podcasting and stuff like that at one point, but I think this doing hair thing is new, because remember in season 1 it was Gigi who was doing hair, doing Fatima's hair, and she was getting her hair done. So I don't know. Anyway, with that being said, again, they're trying to push where Belinda is now like, "Oh, Fatima," and to Leslie, "And you look like my friend, and I almost thought I was talking." No, again, I'm sorry, I just it's not working for me, y'all. So, they don't look like each other, but I'm going again. If that's what's needed if you guys need us to believe this for the story to progress, then I'm gonna see where it takes us. But no, they don't look like each other. 20 years of a friendship, like, she shouldn't be throwing you off, and you make. I almost thought they not even the same height. Like, that's the part that's tripping me out. Like, so, anyway. The Belinda thing. So it was cool to see that, as it seems like Fatima did kind of slowly but surely allow some conversation over the past few months with Belinda, to the point where she answered the phone, because previously she wouldn't have even answered the phone. So obviously when she called to tell Fatima, attempted to tell Fatima about Leslie, she called her and Fatima picked up the phone, and they just didn't get a chance to have that discussion of her actually saying something about Leslie or somebody looking like you came in, and she was kind of saying some stuff. They didn't get that far, but because Belinda is actually just trying to get back in with Fatima, so the conversation got like detoured. But anyway, I still just am not really. I'm a harder sell than that. You're not just gonna be able to pop somebody up that just wear the same colors, same clothes, and do their hair like the character, and then tell me that and have everybody say just because they say that she looked like her, and I believe it. Like, nah, I'm not really that person. So this push it's a little too much for me, in all honesty. But we'll see where it's going. I still love my show. No shade to the writers or anything. I'm just saying that part of the storyline is not believable to me. Anyway, as Fatima was talking to Belinda, she started having some pains, and so there is a video going around, an interview going around with Crystal and DeVal. I can't remember if it was on Sway's or radio show or The Breakfast Club. One of them, I think, DeVal kind of hints that there's going to be some complications on Zatima with Fatima's pregnancy, and that because it kind of like triggered him from a time where him and his wife Kadeen experienced a miscarriage. And so a lot of people are trying to say, wonder like, oh my goodness, I hope that don't mean Fatima gonna miscarry the baby. I actually don't think that they're gonna have her lose the baby. I think that's probably going to be, remember in episode 1, the doctor told her, like, if you don't start taking it easy, we're going to put you on bed rest. So I think that's going to make it something. I do think there's probably going to be a complication, but I think that's going to be the complication that makes Fatima go on bed rest for the rest of the season, to the point where we won't have to be going back and forth to the work, to the office and things like that. It'll make it a little bit more you at home, you about to pop, like just stay off your feet, that kind of thing. So that's my opinion. I don't think they would put Zach through another loss of a child like that, knowing that on sisters, and if you take it back a few months, I think 6 months, if you take it back, it's about 6 months where he already lost one, and then have him lose another one, and then I think the fans would have a fit with BET Plus and the writers if they were to take this baby from Zach and Fatima while we've been waiting all this time for this baby. So I don't think anything bad is going to happen to Fatima and the baby. I just think that this is going to be how they put her on bed rest. So anyway, after she experiences that pain, Zach brings her something to eat. And, so I love how he always makes sure that he's bringing her some food and stuff like that. And he's telling her he's getting ready to go to anger management. And, she's just like, cool. And he's like, how long you going to be at work? And she's like, late. And she's like, but I'll promise I'll get the security to take me out. Cause he's still really being protective of her because they haven't seen Jeremiah. And so, but he made her promise to go and, have somebody walk her to the car and stuff like that. And as he brought her some food, then he goes to anger management where he runs into, what's the name's dude? Nate's wife. I forgot her name. But basically they both go through anger management, and she's telling her story and he's listening. He's kind of able to say that it's working and Dr. Reed is of course the therapist who's running it. And, but he's able to say that, it's working for her and Nate because he's hearing conversations, what Nate is saying and how things are going. So, but in that process of that, Dr. Reed actually is like really trying to incite Zach on purpose to show him that, he can control his anger, that he can control his emotions. And, so he literally tries to, he's triggering him on purpose. So he's pushing him and he's doing all this stuff. And so Zach knows he can't do nothing. He knows that if I do this, that I'm not going to get my son. And so the whole point that Dr. Reed was telling him is that I wanted you to see that you actually have a choice in controlling your anger and how you choose to let it come forth. Like, you could have hit me, but you decided not to because you understood that what the consequence was. And so he's really walking Zach through understanding the consequences of what happens when you don't learn how to manage your emotions and put them in instead of reacting and just wanting to fight everybody, So I thought that was a real good teachable moment for Zach. I don't think he got it right away though, so I think Dr. Reed gonna have to reinforce it a little bit more. But I thought that was a really good teaching time and tool for Dr. Reed to take Zach through. So, and I think that's pretty much the episode, except for when they go home. Oh yeah, after the anger management, Zach, he goes home and oh no, it's actually Fatima goes to the car. She goes home for work, right? Like, she's walking to the car. She told Zach she was going to have him have like security walk her to the car, and she didn't, but she gets there and she sees like a baby toy in her car. Now, Fatima know that like, hopefully what I'm hoping is that Angela told her that when you went to the hospital, Leslie came in your house and she just walked in and she said she had keys, because that should have set something in motion for her mind to make them think that this is Leslie. This is either Leslie or Malachi crazy tale. But either way, we don't need to be playing games with them, because like, remember, Angela told Fatima at the end of season 2 that, the end of season 3, that Malachi is looking like he's saying some stuff that like Zach and Leslie is in the way of you and him and all that kind of stuff. And then, Leslie Crazy Tail ended up in her bed, so she knows she ain't playing. She dealing with 2 people who ain't playing with a full deck. So you walk up to your car and you see a baby toy in your car, and hopefully again Angela says something. So I know, like, she kind of keeping stuff from Zach. I'm gonna say, Fatima, this is something that you should not be keeping from Zach. So hopefully she does say something, but I have a feeling that she not. But anyway, fast forward to that. I think the next scene was like with Connie having a conversation with Jeremiah, and then she gets a little weak, and she just tell him basically that she's worried about him. And then we go back to the house as Zach and Fatima. She's coming downstairs and he's cooking, and he's like, and he brought her some flowers, and she's like, "Oh, babe, you got me some flowers, thank you." And he's like, "Yeah, And so he's like, "I'm making you a little nice snack." And he was like, "But just one, like it ain't a whole bunch of everything this time." And then she looks at him and she she apologizes. She's like, "Zach, I'm sorry, about this morning. You was just trying to help." And so Zach with his crazy self is like, "I got an apology," because Fatima really don't be apologizing to him, though. Like, so, her theory is I'm like hardly ever wrong. So that's why I don't be apologizing. But she did apologize for going off and cussing him out that morning, knowing that he was just trying to help. But, so he apologized, and he was like, "I forgive you. Like, come here. And he told her, "I know, I'm gonna try to just help and not like get in the way and irritate you and stuff like that." And she was like, "Okay, I appreciate it." And they had them a little cute moment, and that was pretty much it, the episode. So I think I think Jeremiah did end up trying to take himself out, because he just, well, I don't want to say take himself out, but he getting high again, trying to experience and see his mom again. And then just like he ended up passing out, and I think that's how the episode ended. But I'd rather end it on the cute note. So we're going to go back to the Zach and Fatima. After he apologized to her, they give each other a little kiss and stuff like that. So now we pick up the next episodes in the morning, because this is, I'm recording this the Wednesday night before the Thursday episodes, this week's episodes load. So we'll see. They've been moving forward pretty quickly, so I feel like they're probably going to be in a different day. So I was going to say maybe Fatima will tell Zach what happened, but I kind of have a feeling that she won't. I think something else is going to have to happen. And like maybe we'll find out like when she actually sees Leslie is working there, and maybe that's kind of when she'll say something to Zach or something like that. But let's see how that goes. But anyway, that's pretty much it for now. Again, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments in regards to the questions I was asking. And let's see what happens in the next episode. All right, let's talk to you soon. Bye.